analysis started to follow worldwide, and especially those based in India who were interested in India. And I used to not actually, it was not giving data, I was giving hope. I was putting it in positive way. And a lot of people still tell me that they have started to follow that. I was in Delhi just a few days ago. People told me how they started to follow only my analysis and said this is the coverage in the newspaper. But actually, I had predicted that how COVID patient count will be reduced shortly. 2018, we started with 6 programs: BA, BCA, BCom, BSc Biotechnology, BA Journalism and Mass Communication, and Bachelor's in Design. 2019, we introduced BTech Computer Science Engineering, path-breaking multi-track system. We also introduced MBA Agribusiness and Diploma in Pharma. I'm going to tell you how it became path-breaking, how it became trend-setting a little later. 2020, we started on the same multi-track system that we started BTech Computer Science Engineering, started BTech Bioengineering with 4 tracks: biochemical, biomedical engineering, cell and tissue engineering, and food biotechnology. And we also started MBA Digital Business, 3 areas of specialization: fintech, marketing analytics, supply chain management. Each of these, we wanted to break the trend and make sure that our students are prepared not for today, but for the time when they graduate, because technology is changing so fast. Technology doesn't mean that your MBA is without technology. There are also technologies playing very important role, as our chief guest is also going to talk about. This year, we started 2 master's programs. One is MSc in medical biotechnology, and another one is the MCA program, which is focusing on 2 tracks: artificial intelligence and data science and cybersecurity. Most of the programs now we have converted as a multi-track system. The first program to be started was BTech Computer Science Engineering. 10-track system. The first 2 years you do common courses. Last 2 years you have to choose a specialization track. Don't make this choice at the time of admission. Not forced to make a choice. You must make a choice that is, you have got the knowledge, so you do an informed choice. That is the choice we are doing. Started this system. I shared this plan on LinkedIn. I was surprised to see more than 50,000 views worldwide, hundreds of comments from all over the world. Got feedback, and on that basis, fine-tuned the program, launched it. The 10 tracks that we started: artificial machine learning, data science, robotics, and AI, and transport systems, logistics, the 5-year integrated MBA in transport logistics management, supply chain management, you can see, Internet of Things, cybersecurity. Fintech is a specialization of computer science engineering, and you also have MBA in fintech as well. Bioinformatics, brought it as part of computer science engineering. Cloud and systems administration, web and mobile application, 5-year integrated possibility of master's design, covering augmented reality, virtual reality, photography, and games design. So this system we have launched in 2019 has been highly successful. We have tremendous demand. But not only that, became a trend setter for the whole country. In addition to the computer science, learn electronics and communication, start with Python in the first semester, including computational thinking. Introduce a design thinking in Fab Lab in the second semester. Projects start right after first year. My focus is on making students understand what society is all about: rural problems, societal problems, small industry issues. Unfortunately, when the project time came, the COVID came in, and we have not had chance for students to go out to society. We hope that this summer is going to be better, where we want the students to actually go interact with society, because most of students who come from urban area, they're isolated from society. They are not aware of the problems that are faced. India is a country with 60% population rural area, and we must understand this part. So rural societal small industry issues, personally, I focus on these in my life. There are core courses of embedded system. Artificial intelligence is a thread that goes through all the courses. Security is a very important part for all of us. Right in the third semester, we have technology, commercialization, and entrepreneurship course. Make sure that our students become job creators rather than job seekers. And I'm happy to share you that there are students who have already been doing this. There is environmental science course requirement as part of a Supreme Court judgment, but I've added climate change and sustainable development goals as part of this as well. We're practicing team teaching, that is international practice that is done. For example, when I went to Berkeley 40 years ago, I was a teaching assistant. There was a Nobel Prize winner teaching a class of 1,000 students, so there was a double capacity of this. 1,000 students to sit there, one Nobel Prize winner to teach that. We, 20, 25 of us were teaching assistants. We used to take care of everything else. Same teaching assistantship we are following, same team teaching concept we are following in this university. Another interesting concept that we have brought in is lab in bag, where actually little device that we use in our labs, the students can buy and put it in their laptop bag. They have a whole lab in their bag. And this is very important because we want that students not only do software, but do hardware embedded system in their home. It has become so much important in the COVID era. It's been wonderful when it comes to software, hardware, don't get stuck. So we wanted to break free of that friction of having to come to lab. You have lab in your home as well. These programs by PIU become trendsetter. I'll tell you how, because everybody talks about these things, but we'll show you with proof. For 19, when we launched the computer science engineering program, I shared the information with the AICTE. In AICTE, All India Council for Technical Education, which controls most of the technology education across the country, sent me an appreciation letter, formal appreciation letter, saying that this was discussed in their All India Board, which is the highest body, on 21st February 2019. It said that the board finds the proposed approach of having 2 years of foundational subjects and tracks or minors, letting the students pursue their area of interest as innovative. The standardized name of the degree, there will be flexibility that tracks can be deleted or added depending on the needs of the industry or job market. Further said, it will be useful to effectively bridge the gap due to fast changing technology. Suggested that name of track chosen by students be specified in the degree bracket. It was our plan also that you get a BTech computer science engineering degree, and suppose you do a specialized in IoT, it will be written that you are specialized in IoT. Not only board stopped, the AICTE stopped at this point, they formed a committee to bring emerging technology in undergraduate course, of which I was a member of that committee, and also to review the model curriculum of computer science engineering undergraduate program. As a member of this, net effect of that and the further discussion that happened was that 5 to 6 new programs were started by AICTE 2020, which is spread all across the country, including in our own campus. We have 2 engineering colleges in the campus, both of them started. Hundreds of institutions across the country started to follow what we had done. And AICTE officials told me, in fact, some of them were here, and I was also in AICTE on 1st October. They said that we wanted to copy your program as it is, which is very flexible, but their system did not allow. Probably they need to change their system to catch up with what we are doing. But so we are happy to be trendsetter in this, but not only in this, in many ways. When I'd come in here in 2018, the only thing I could hear campus was Pune University, or as it's called Savitri Phule by Pune University, SPPU. People could not think beyond Pune University. I'm very happy to report to you that Pune University has followed what we did here in 2020. In this circular came influenced by what we had done. And so we have not only changed country's curriculum, but Pune University, which is Pune dominates everything, was under Pune University umbrella. We have been able to influence them. That was a tough task. Brought in flexibility. 2020, we brought in that students who wanted to do bioengineering program, mathematics should not be a requirement. Happy to report you today, AICTE has removed these restrictions. Also, they have followed in this also. This in 2020, 2021, they came forward to do the same thing. This year has been a wonderful year. We had received many awards earlier, but this year it's been like rain is falling us, awards are raining on us. And March 19, 2021, just before the lockdown happened, second wave, we received 2 Kotak Education Awards. We were winner in the private and deemed university category. The number 1 position, VIT Vellore was in 2nd position, MIT WPU in 3rd position. You can see the jury members, Chairman AICTE, Secretary General from Indian Universities, and Advisor Higher Education Nitya. They were members, jury members, a credible set of jury members. On 22nd June, we received this Most Emerging Higher Education Institute of the Award. Again, jury members very credible. India Today put us in top emerging university of the country. Outlook survey also did the same thing. So we became members of Association of Indian University. Our focus from day one was on research and development. Idea was to focus on large, impactful projects, drawing large number of students and faculty members from different schools and colleges on the campus, undergraduate students to play an important role. This is not a slide that I prepared today. It was a slide that I put in 2018. I'm repeating that slide to show you this was not an add-on that I'm talking about. This is what I have shown in that particular year. Very happy to report. Last 1 year, something happened. When we were coming out of Corona last year, October 30th, 2021. Actually, let me be truthful. Actually, before the Corona, first wave of Corona, also Silicon Valley investor and innovator, Dr. Akash Singh, approached me. In fact, he had come to Pune, set up a company in India, carry out research work in India. The company is registered in Pune itself. He met me, he came to my house first, came to university. I go to US, he came and met me there also. He requested me to start a project, develop, launch vehicle capability, payloads in the space just like ISRO does. Except that it was for small payloads, it would cost very less. Some of you might have heard of Skylink, of Elon Musk and others, satellite clusters that are coming up in the sky, which will allow you internet access anywhere in the globe at up to 300 megabits per second. So he wanted my help, found an engineer, appointed him, he started to come to campus around February 2020. Then suddenly Corona came, everything was disturbed. We were not in touch, the engineer went away, we were also not talking. Suddenly, 30th October 2020, just about 1 year ago, called me from Silicon Valley. He saw one of my blogs that can we start work on it. Told him it's very difficult. It is going to be extremely costly. The return on investment is not at all guaranteed. The first PhD from this country in that area, I told him that you're going to waste your money. He said, don't worry about it. We had detailed discussion on 12th November 2020 with another gentleman joining in the effort, CEO of Stanford Ventures, Paul Mahal, he's also from India, discussing details, and they said, you go ahead. So I named this project as Project Sanlayan. There is nuclear fusion, in Hindi it is called Naabkiya Sanlayan. The fission is called Naabkiya Vikhandan, so that Sanlayan name comes from that. To combine things to produce energy. We started this project, nucleated in our campus, we set up a working space, hired people, they joined in March this year. But then again, Corona happened, shutdown was there, second wave was very destructive. Many people lost their family members and loved ones. But again, we have started back, we sprung back strongly, people are back. Those of you get a chance to visit the university, you'll be seeing a room where we have set up. Design and planning work is going on. There are 7 scientists and engineers working, and there are more people going to join. It is the toughest challenge of last century that we could not do. The toughest challenge of this century. Normally, we have been working on producing energy in this way, just like the sun is producing energy. Sun produces energy through nuclear fusion process. Those of you are not aware. Temperature inside the sun is 1.5 crore degrees centigrade. 1.5 crore degrees centigrade. I'm happy to share you today that on Earth, the produced temperature 10 times more than sun, 16 crore degrees centigrade in China has been produced on devices similar to what we have done. We are working on a device called Tokamak. Not go into more details. Those of you interested can look into my blogs. Taking a slightly different path that nobody in the world has tried. We're not trying to produce energy. We're trying to use neutrons that come out of this to do 3 things. One is produce a medical isotope for which there is severe shortage worldwide. Second is to convert thorium into fissile fuel. India has 25% of world's reserve of thorium. Part of Atomic Energy has been participating in trying to do this economically for last 60 years, not successful. We are trying to do the same thing in a different way to convert thorium into fissile fuel, feed the nuclear reactors that are in their country, because uranium is a very short supply. And third one is the waste that comes out of nuclear reactors to process that and convert that into energy as well as reduce their half-life. These are the 3 things we are trying to do. Nobody in the world is trying to do this. We are trying to do this, take up this. This is happening in this campus. Second project is Project Susursa, trying to solve chronic health problems. I'll not go into details of this. Both of these are funded from Silicon Valley by the same investors. Actually, the number of projects in pipeline, yesterday I also discussed with them the number of things in pipeline. There's a HoloLens that is waiting. There are AR/VR sets we already have. Number of projects are under discussion. The project Kisan Bandhu, which a Hawaiian scientist contacted me to use remote sensing to help farmers or provide service to farmers in India, Mexico, and US. And the money that will be made will be used to provide free service to farmers, marginal small farmers in India, free of cost. The project Mastisk brain-computer face that we are working on for education, health, disability, and product design. I'm going to come back to this point again. Project Prithvi, trying to actually must be aware of global warming that is taking place. A team of scientists from Georgia Tech contacted me, want help in putting umbrella in the sky. So just like when we go in the sun, hold the umbrella, protect yourself, you want to protect the earth by setting up umbrella in the sky. Of course, it's not going to cover the whole earth, only a small percentage of that. So reversible geoengineering, and this is something that they wanted my help. Our undergraduates are starting to now initiate this project. During the second wave, we also started working on oxygen. We set up 40 lakh worth of equipment across the road. We have a campus divided in two parts, as I will show you. Just 40 lakh that can fill 10 oxygen cylinders at a time. And that was inaugurated by Ajit Pawarji when he recently visited. So most of these, there's India-US collaboration. I have not approached them. They have approached us. This is something that I had never imagined. So thankfully, all of this not only leading to students participating, but I have had to educate people across the country for the last several months. I've been talking about this in various forums, like this NCRT session that happened just a few days ago, where actually 10,000 school teachers and students across the country, multiple channels. I gave a two-day session on one on 17th September, on 21st September, talking about nuclear fusion to make people aware of this. All of this, not only in this area, we had a National Water Day. We did not talk about water on the earth, we talked about water on the moon, because I was involved with detecting water on the moon. One of the scientists, Dr. Ahmad, was my colleague earlier. We talked about how lunar water can be used for a space mission. That was a discussion that took place. Recently, just about 10 days ago, I was nominated by Bureau of Indian Standards to represent India, setting up brain-computer interface standardization, which is led by China. The International Standards Organization, ISO, was initially advisory group. Now it's being upgraded to what is called working group or subcommittee level. Seriousness comes, so I have to protect India's interest in this area because we are seeing a lot of activity happening in this and economic activity happening. Not a surprise that on September 30th, just 4 days ago, received Most Promising University in Research and Development Award in Delhi, and I would like to show first time I'm showing it to my colleagues also, because 30th September, 1st October, I was there. And today is the first day I've come to campus. So my colleagues are also seeing for the first time, of course, photograph I shared. So it is not a surprise because the kind of research work that we have started, nobody in the country, you can take IIT, NIT, anybody else, doesn't matter. Nobody is doing this kind of thing. Just a few days ago on 17th September, our Deputy Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Ajit Pawarji, visited us, and our management decided that he should also visit the university building. Last minute, the day on 17th September morning also, he informed me that let's have him visit, so welcomed him there. And what you're seeing here, you may not be able to see the bottom part of it, but you'll get a chance to go and see physically there, is our Fab Lab, where actually students, undergraduate students, are working on developing a humanoid robot of 4.5 feet. It's all being 3D printed. You'll get a chance to see this. And Ajit Pawarji is seeing our Bunty Patil, who is the campus chairman. He's right now Minister of State. He looks after this campus. All of them are there. And it will be wonderful to see this. But not only that, not only talk about humanoid robots, we have robot cats coming in fact, waiting in Bombay for custom clearance. We'll have robotic fish, robotic dogs, robo chef, robo waiter, everything you will see in the campus happening or university happening in next few months to years' time. Most of their development, we're trying to do it ourselves as much as possible. But the Fab Lab that we set up, which you will get a chance to see, led to it being spread all across the country. AICT set up an Idea Lab scheme based on the same Fab Lab. The committee was set up, National Steering Committee, which they requested me to be a chairman of that. This was done in end of November or December 2020. 1st January, we launched this scheme. I'm very happy to say that the committee has been very supportive of spreading this digital manufacturing thing all across the country. We've selected 49 colleges. Out of that, 55 lakh, up to 55 lakh matching grant is being provided. We just finished, we did faculty development program, did 5 faculty development programs. The 5th one was in our campus. Just we finished this on 28 September, just a few days ago. And when I shared the feedback with AICTE chairman yesterday, at night, 2 o'clock, he responded saying that, so wonderful, this feedback one of the faculty members was giving, coming out of his heart, we're proud of you. Yesterday night, he said, I was also awake, I responded back, thank you. So actually, I was there in AICTE on 1st October, we had discussion. Now we're taking this forward. All this is happening in this campus. For example, see, this is the Fab Lab, the FD we did. This is engraved by our faculty participants. There's a training program going on. You can notice here, you can see our faculty member Amit Kumar Omji participating, who is sitting in the control room right now, controlling everything that we are doing. He is teaching faculty members how to use augmented reality, virtuality in Idea Lab.